Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Golden Eagles have just returned from a two-game Florida road trip. Last Thursday night, they were down in Boca Raton to take on the Owls of Florida Atlantic, and then on Saturday, down in Miami to take on the Panthers of FIU. But, Doc, we'll talk first about FAU, the Golden Eagles heading down there and going into that ball game. What did you think was going to be the biggest challenge? What were you worried the most about playing FAU?
Well, obviously, you're always worried about the team, but in this situation, you know, we have so many young players and our schedule was so messed up as far as what they're used to. We got up early on Wednesday morning and practiced at 7, and then caught a flight out of Gulfport on Wednesday afternoon and got in late. So that in itself is a little bit different than what we're used to with other players we have. And then obviously we were banged up again. And, you know, I was hoping that Mike O'Donnell was going to be healthy. But at the same time, they play so many players. It's not something that you can just focus in on one or two guys. And so we had to game plan for, you know, 7 or 8 guys instead of 1 or 2 because they're so balanced. And then the other thing is just trying to get our guys understanding that, you know, maybe their record wasn't that good, but they've played a lot of road games and they still think that they got a chance. And the thing that our guys have to understand is there's going to be a team that's left out of the conference tournament, and they're all playing for that one spot. So I knew we was going to get their best effort. You
talked earlier in the year about how you needed to concentrate more on the Golden Eagles than maybe the opponent. Are you still kind of in that mode, or have you been able now maybe to do some things where you could try to take advantage of what the opponent's
really doing? You know, John, I think more when you do get in conference, you can start concentrating a little bit more because you're more familiar and you're going to play somebody twice. But as you saw, you know, as you saw Thursday night and this weekend, we still have to still be concerned about ourselves right now. And that's something that, you know, probably is going to be, for the most part, the rest of this season. But, yeah, we are more familiar, but at the same time, we're still concentrating on ourselves right now.
We were talking, I think, last week on the show about the freshmen, and not only the freshmen, the junior college guys who are in this situation for the first time playing at the D1 level. Is it harder for them on the road to sort of put all the distractions away, or is it easier when they get on the road?
Well, the thing is, you know, really we don't really have but one player that's ever really done this, and so there's not a lot of leadership that can go around to everybody. But yeah, it's hard, it's different, but at the same time, it's just something that we all go through, and our guys have got to understand that. And I thought they did a pretty good job. One of the road wins we'd had against South Alabama maybe prepared them for a tough ball game that you know that anything can happen. So hey, that's what we tried to preach going into these two games, and we tried to you know, in each timeout, you know, when things were getting tough, hey guys, let's concentrate on ourselves and not be concerned with so much what they're doing. Let's do what we do, and I thought our guys did a pretty good job of that.
Well, that one guy that's got a lot of experience at this level is your guard, your point guard, Kari Price, and we saw this past weekend. He's a guy that it just finds a way to make plays, but also finds a way to make the other guys better.
Well, Kari's got so much on his plate right now. You know, I'm asking so much out of him, but you know, he can handle it. The thing that can't set in is the frustration, because he has played in some awfully big games and been very successful. And right now, you know, as I talked to him before we went on this trip, you know, going into these two games, you've got to step up and really be a leader here. And I thought he did a great job in that area.
All right, it was Southern Miss and the Owls of FAU on Thursday night down in Boca Raton. Let's go back and take a look at all the highlights. Price near the top of the bubble. Skip pass down to Rowe. Rowe down inside, a little jump hook on the rim, rolled in. Went right up against the 7-footer, and Rowe got it to go. Price gets out of the double team to Rowe, a 3 out front by Tim, and he hit it, bingo. Tim Rowe, the big 6'11" center, comes out on the perimeter.
to Rowe. Rowe catches it, takes a dribble, pump fakes, puts it up and in by the right hand, and he got fouled on the play. Tim Rowe, right wing Jackson. He's going to drive under the bucket, feed it to Watts, who goes inside and banks it up and in. It rolled around the rim and stayed in. Price going to get a pick from Rowe, drive inside, lay it on the rim and in. Kari Price fell down doing it, but he got it to go. Eagles throw it down low to Blevins. Blevins down inside, banks it up and in. He got posted up inside and got the bucket. First field goal for Blevins. The Eagles get the rebound, head the other way. Kari Price driving down inside. He lays it on the rim and up and in. Kari Price attacking, and a timeout, Michael Curry. Rowe back to Ramey. 4 on the shot clock. Ramey a jumper from the lane. Got it. That's a 2-pointer in that free throw circle. Ramey hit his first bucket. Edwards down to Rowe. Rowe looking to go to work down inside with a dribble. Spins, little jump hook on the rim and rolls in. Tim Rowe is having an amazing ball game. Thomas going to get a high pick from Rowe. Thomas a 3 from straight away. Bingo! Rob Thomas hits a 3, and the Golden Eagles their biggest lead. Price down to Watts. Watts going to work on the 7-footer. Spins, leans, goes up and under and laid it in. He got the big 7-footer in the air and laid it in. Price dribbling it out front. Price going to go down the lane with it and lay it in with the right hand. 58-51 going to be the final. FAU is going to defeat Southern Miss.
Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler is brought to you by Bancorp South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. We'll be right back with This Week in Southern Miss Basketball right after this.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Saturday, the Golden Eagles down in Miami to take on the Panthers of FIU. And Doc, without question, one of the top players in Conference USA the Golden Eagles saw on Saturday. That's Adrian Diaz, a big 6'11" guy who's a shot blocker and a guy that can score, and began his career, I think, at Kansas State before he finally wound up at FIU. And when you play them, that's the first thing you have to worry about is Diaz.
Yeah, and I think Anthony has done an unbelievable job with his team. And Adrian is no question probably the best inside player, and I was a little bit familiar with him when he played at Kansas State. He's just something that's not in this league. You know, he's long, he's a very, very good athlete, and he can finish around the basket, and then you've got the experience and the age. And so I knew going in the game it was going to be a challenge for us, and it was. But he is a good player, and I thought our inside guys did compete.
Well, we started the second half, John, with 6 consecutive stops, and that's that's a credit to our guys. Not only getting the initial stop, but also taking care of the defensive boards. So that was critical against a team like this that's so big. And and then we had some freshmen step up. I mean, Tim Rowe played awfully well on Thursday night and had another good game. but then Cortez and Rob really played, and both of them are in the game when it counts. You know, if you look at our team over there with Kari, you know, going down in the first half, Quentin turned his ankle real bad, so he wasn't able to play down the stretch, and you have some freshmen step up, make some free throws, and so you know, again, I'm so proud of these kids because they just keep giving it to you.
In a game on the road, in a tough place to play, you got to take care of the basketball, and you did. You only had 7 or 8 turnovers in the ball game, and you got to make foul shots, and you got to the line 22 times and made 16, and particularly they're down the stretch when they're trying to cut into that lead. You're able to knock down some big ones, starting with Rob Thomas. He hit some big ones along with Cortland Jackson.
Yeah, they did, and we made some timely threes again. You know, when the shot clock was going down, we had some guys step up and make some tough shots, and even a 2-pointer that was a tough shot. So overall, again, offensively, you know, you make two threes for the game the other night against Florida Atlantic. If you make a few shots, you might have a chance, and then tonight you make six threes. So, you know, that makes a big difference. That's 12 points for us, and then again at the free throw line, you know, I'd like to see that up there around 18 or 19 for 22, but we'll just take what we got. But the key point is what you said. You know, when you take care of the basketball at home, you're going to usually win the basketball game. If you take care of the basketball on the road, you're going to give yourself a chance to win it.
The Golden Eagle basketball team, you guys are shooting the ball much better than you might have been earlier in the season. Is that just game experience? What do you sort of attribute that to?
Yeah, you know, over Christmas, there's not a lot of things to do. You know, you don't have classes, you don't have meetings, you don't have a lot of things. So really all you have is basketball. And so we took advantage of the 3 weeks or whatever it was to get a lot of shots up. We spent a lot of time a couple of weeks ago before the Old Dominion and Charlotte game of just really starting to really concentrate on our offense. And I think in this weekend's games, you were able to tell that our offense is coming along, and we're gonna keep getting better. And defensively, we just got to continue to compete.
All right, it was the Golden Eagles and the Panthers of FIU on Saturday down in Miami. Let's go back and take a look at all the action.
Get out front to Campbell. Campbell a jumper straight away. Banked it in for a 2-pointer. A 2-pointer, he banked it in. But the Eagles get their first field goal. Back out to Blevins, 9 on the shot clock. Here's Cortland Jackson driving to the bucket. Got through a defender and got a bucket. So Jackson with a bucket, and the Golden Eagles down 11-5. 10 on the shot clock. They give it to Thomas. Thomas off a pick. Left corner, Edwards stops back, shoots a jumper, and he hit it. That's a 3. Bingo. Cortez Edwards with a 3. And the Golden Eagles down 13-9. Back to Thomas. Thomas wants to go to Watts, down inside to Watts. He does. Watts lays it up and in. He went right at Smith and laid it in. Watts has got 3, and the Golden Eagles down 4. Up top, Jackson. Jackson back right corner. Edwards a 3 on the way. Bingo. He went down, but he hit it. Cortez Edwards his second 3, and the Eagles have their first lead. Price driving down the lane, dishes it off to Blevins. Blevins down inside, lays it in with a finger roll with the right hand. Nice move by Blevins, and the Eagles get the first bucket of the second half. Price dribbling it around, fakes, fires left corner. Jackson wants to drive, shoots a floater, and he hit it. Well, a 10-foot floater along the left baseline for Cortland Jackson, who's got a dozen points. Blevins with 8 on the shot clock. Bounce pass into row. Tim catches it, takes a dribble, and got the layup. Used the basket to protect himself. Rose got 5, and the Eagles the lead, 39-38. Blevins ahead to Edwards. Edwards driving, gives it to Jackson. Jackson lays it in for the Golden Eagles, and timeout FIU. The Golden Eagles doing it on both ends of the court. Edwards driving down the lane into the left corner. Thomas shoots a 3. Bingo! Beautiful assist from Edwards, and Thomas drills the 3-pointer, and Southern Miss leads 46-40. He gives it up left side, up high to Jackson. Comes off a pick from Rowe. Jackson going to see it, hold drive to the bucket, lays it in, and got fouled on the play. Boy, he turned the corner, saw nothing but open space in front of him. And 7 on the shot clock. Jackson out front. Watts a 3 from straight away. Bingo! Raheem Watts never hesitated. He fires it in, and the Golden Eagles lead 59-48 with 4:09 to go. 1 second to go. A shot from midcourt is no good, and this one's going to belong to the Golden Eagles tonight. What an effort by Doc Sadler and his Golden Eagles tonight.
So, congratulations. It's a huge win for us. Huge. Okay? Here's what happens, guys. Here's what happens. When you win, you get rewarded.
People ship all kinds of things.
But what if that thing is a few 100,000 doses of flu vaccine
that need to be kept at 41 degrees
while being shipped to a country where it's 90 degrees in the shade?
Sound hard? Yeah.
Does that mean people in Laos shouldn't get their vaccine?
We didn't think so.
From figuring it out to getting it done,
we're here to help.
Thank you so much for this prestigious award. I would like to thank my friends and family.
It's time for your homework.
Coming, Mama. As I was saying, I would also like to thank my educators for all they've done with me. Without them, I couldn't do anything.
And the winner of the first place award for small cities is Hattiesburg, Mississippi for the Education Initiative.
What are you doing back there, Haley?
Feeling like a winner.
And we're back once again on Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Well, this week's feature is on sophomore Kelvin Blevins out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And Doc, here's a guy who, like some of the young guys on this year's team, got kind of thrown in there last year when it would have been great to have him maybe sit out and redshirt, and it was sort of a learning curve for Kelvin last year. But we can see this year, much better player, more complete player than maybe the guy we saw a year ago.
Well, Kelvin's just one of those guys, John, that does everything that you ask him to do, and he tries to do it the right way. And you know, he got put in a position that now we're having to play him inside with the injuries, and you know, didn't complain a bit. Whereas most times, you know, perimeter guys, you know, will get selfish on you and feel like that may be hurting them or whatever. But he's been a guy that understands the sacrificing for the team, and he's done a great job of it. And you saw that this weekend. I mean, you know, we went against you know, the best inside game maybe in this league, and Kelvin just competed as hard as he can compete. And so I can't say enough good things about him.
What you like about him too, if you're around him, he loves the game of basketball and not afraid to work hard to try to get better.
Well, one of the things that he's done since he's been here, he is one of the guys that does spend time in the gym, and he's fortunate to have a cousin, you know, that plays in the NBA, Damian Lillard, that is probably one of the hardest working guys in that league, and he's passed some of that on to Kelvin, that it doesn't just happen. You got to get in the gym and work. And Kelvin spent a lot of time in the spring and the summer and this fall, and you know, again, he sacrificed some of his game to help the team by moving inside, but he is definitely a player that's getting better each and every day.
One of the quiet guys on the team, but he lets his basketball do the talking for him when he's out there playing for the Golden Eagles. So let's spend a few minutes and get to know, up close and personal, Golden Eagles sophomore Kelvin Blevins.
Blevins going to drive the lane and dunk it in. Wow, and he got fouled on the play. Wow, Blevins went soaring into the air, took off just inside the foul line and slammed it in. I've not seen him do that this year.
What attracted me to be a part of the Golden Eagles is Coach Sadler. During my recruiting process, I feel like he was the most genuine coach, not telling me what I wanted to hear. He just seemed like him and the rest of his coaching staff was really serious about getting me. And I felt like it was close to home too, so I feel like my family being able to come and watch some of my games, that really attracted me. And I like the atmosphere, like the campus, everything about Southern Miss. The biggest adjustment from high school to D1 was the physicality part. Like, I came in 6'4", probably 200, 195, something like that. And just you just gotta be strong with everything you do. And it's more mental too. Being a D1 athlete is more mental. Like, you're just not out there playing. You gotta know the game of basketball it's a more of a thinking game more in D1 than high school. The speed of the game is very different than high school. You got coach on the sideline yelling plays at you while you're trying to beat the defender in front of you, or he's all up in you and sometimes you get, well, me coming in as a freshman, I used to, like my first couple of games, especially ones that I started, I was a little rattled in the beginning, and that just all came with the speed and the intensity that comes with being a D1 athlete. I spent all off season, when I wasn't here, I was in Portland, and I worked out, wake up in the morning, every morning, 6 o'clock, work out, mostly on my handling and my finishing moves when I go to the bucket. And that's one of my biggest weaknesses is my dribbling, so I had to really work on that to make me a better player for this year. Well, I didn't decide I wanted to be a basketball player until the 8th grade. I didn't play basketball at all until I was in the 8th grade. I was in love with football. I played quarterback all the way up until 10th grade, and I quit playing football and just focused all on basketball because I just fell in love with basketball. But other than that, only basketball and football has only been my only two sports that I've ever played. I just fell in love with basketball the first time I ever picked up a basketball. Like, I felt like this is the game for me. And growing up, I liked watching LeBron James. And like when I was playing football, I liked watching Michael Vick, but I always wanted to say I wanted to be like LeBron James. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but the first time I ever picked up basketball was when I fell in love with it. I'm majoring in sports management right now, and after college, I want to go on and be a sports agent and manage some players that I feel like needs an agent to make it out or get a chance to play on the next level. Every time I put the black and gold on, I just feel like I'm a part of something bigger than just basketball. Like, everything that comes with Southern Miss, the fans, the support we get from everybody, even that's not outside of sports fans, just like walking around campus or walking around Hattiesburg and people saying hey or noticing you, that's a big part of it.
Southern Miss fans, show your pride with real Golden Eagles gear from the official online store, shop.southernmiss.com. You'll find everything a Golden Eagles fan needs, from jerseys to sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of Golden Eagles products, including official team merchandise from Russell, when it comes to Golden Eagles pride, there's only one place real Southern Miss fans go, shop.southernmiss.com.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler, presented by Bancorp South. Well, kind of a quirk in the schedule, just one game this week for the Golden Eagles. That is Saturday at Reed-Green Coliseum, their second meeting of the year with the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. And Doc, I would think maybe that's it's almost like an open date in football with just one game during the week. Is that good to sort of let the guys sort of recharge their batteries and get in the gym and work on some things, or would you rather have the two games?
Well, there's not many people glad to be back from Miami, but I'm one of them. And, we came back and there's a holiday, and so we were able to do that. And then at the same time, Yeah, you'd like to have your open day a little bit later, but at the same time, this is when it is, and we'll have a chance to come back and play a team that we've already played. So, I look forward to 3 really good days of practice, and I look forward to playing Louisiana Tech. I think that, there's some things that we can do much better this time around. We're more familiar with them. I hope they don't go to the free throw line 38 times. And that's something that we can maybe do a better job of, and I really like our chances, I really do, and hopefully we'll have a great crowd, I hope, and our guys will come ready to play.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but Conference USA has an 18-game conference season. Some leagues a few less, some maybe a few more. Do you like the 18, or what's your take on that?
Well, I think probably at the mid-major level that 18 is probably better than the other, because you would end up having to probably play 2 teams that on the road. At least you get 1 home game out of the extra 2. So it makes for a long season, though. I mean, the 18 league games is, and there's talk of going to 20. If they do that, then it's time for me to say, hey, that's it. That's enough. But at the same time, it is a challenging schedule, but it is something that we look forward to.
This Golden Eagle basketball team, you're talking about getting to the foul line a minute ago. I know that's one thing that you've sort of emphasized, that your team's got to find a way to get to the foul line more. Do you feel like you've been able to do that the last couple of weeks?
We are getting more aggressive, and I think when we went to Miami and played FAU and FIU, we were more aggressive. So, yeah, I like that part of it, and hopefully that will carry on into the game Saturday night, because we cannot be outscored at the free throw line like we're being outscored.
And you're talking about Louisiana Tech. They've got Alex Hamilton and Eric McCree, who are 2 of the better players in the league. So I would think the key to them is you got to find a way to keep those guys under control a little bit.
Well, the first game we didn't do a very good job of keeping them off the free throw line, and you can't give them that many free points. Yeah, they're going to make some baskets and they're going to make some shots, but you can't give them that and the free throws, and that's where we got in trouble the first time.
All right, Doc, always enjoy sitting down talking Golden Eagle basketball with you. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate you, John.
All right, just one game for the Golden Eagles. That is Saturday here at Regreen Coliseum against the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. And don't forget, Monday nights we're at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Hattiesburg, the Golden Eagle Hotline radio show with Doc. So come on by, visit with us, and talk a little Golden Eagle basketball. That'll do it this week. Have a great week, everybody. See you next time with another inside look into Golden Eagle basketball.
Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Doc Sadler has been brought to you by Bancorp South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by the City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, from figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. This has been a presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.